All right, so your first sheet here, let's go through the problems. Tell me if I need to zoom in or if I can stay zoomed out. Also telling me if you need, I can talk so nicely now. Tell me if you need me to explain any of these. So 1 through 7 look like this. So you're using your decision tree. So you should have 2 things or 3 things out. You should have your homework out, you should have your periodic table out, and you should have your decision chart out. And that should be sitting right in front of you. So then you can use it. Okay? You can put your boards and your markers off to the side. We're going to use this in a little bit. That will be phase 2 of the day. We're in phase 1. Actually, phase 2. That will be phase 3. Phase 1 was our welcome check. Okay, a problem that people would have had with this is number 3. They would have not recognized the difference between 2 and 3. On your decision chart, you can see that this is monoatomic. And then you see that it's positive, so you know it's a cation, and then you have to decide, is it in group 1, 2, or 13, or is it a transition metal? And if you notice, this right here is under the staircase. It's right down here. And to verify, I'm going to look up here and see there's more than one number. So yes, indeed, I need Roman numerals there. So you need to make sure you have those Roman numerals. The Roman numeral is the charge. Any questions on that one? Any questions on 1 through 7? Can I move the page up? How are you feeling about this? Pretty good. That's awesome. So are you here? Or are you feeling this good? Oh, okay. Okay, hopefully we can move the needle to cadence. Grant, where's your needle at?
What?
Your needle.
Oh, I put it up.
Okay. All right.
I call it a phone.
Alex, where's your needle at? And where's your paper? Awesome. Okay. Okay. Thallium is a little tricky. Notice thallium is also under the staircase. That one has more than one oxidation number or charge, so we're going to give it a Roman numeral. So you have to know when to use Roman numerals and when to use Roman numerals and when not to, Ava? Sometimes. Can you tell me what your question is?
I'll let you know when.
You'll let me know when you get one. You promise? Okay. Rosalind, how are you doing? Okay. Emily? The guy back in the corner that cares deeply about me today? Okay. I honestly thought you were being honest and you really deeply cared and that you weren't sucking up.
I'm not sucking up.
Oh, you told somebody you were sucking up and then it would help. That's very deceptive.
I'm being sarcastic.
You were not. Now you're lying.
No, I'm not.
Oh, it's a death spiral for you today.
I'm just getting myself a hole.
It's okay. You don't. I'll tell you something. You don't have to suck up to me. Okay? You can just be your genuine, normal self, and I'm gonna like you anyway. So even if you walk in here swearing at me, I'm gonna like you. Because it's my job.
I don't know.
A lot of people would do that.
Swearing's a little different.
What?
Swearing's a little harsh, don't you think?
Well, people swear at me. Yeah, they swear at me.
I don't think I'd ever swear at you.
Oh, they swear at me when I put pressure on them to do their homework. And then they don't do their homework, or they don't have a binder, and then they get mad at me.
I
And
did my
so,
homework.
and I'm not saying you're one of those people.
Okay.
Okay. So, and it's okay to be angry at your teacher because your teacher is just trying to help you become a better person. Because remember, my job is not only to teach you chemistry, but it's also to help you grow as a person. Right? So you get chemistry lessons and life lessons. What a bonus. Did you get 18 and 19 right?
Yep.
Yes.
Well, you don't put Roman numerals.
Do not put Roman numerals for 18 and 19. Those are our 3 exceptions. What are our 3 exceptions?
Zinc.
Zinc, silver, and cadmium. Yep. So don't forget about them.
So then you just put zinc and silver.
You just put zinc and silver. You don't put Roman numerals. Okay, now we're going to flip the page and we're going to do the opposite. So the other side of this was review. You did these for your semester exam. Okay? I have this in place. So, here are the answers here. Much larger. Notice the Roman numerals are the charges. So when you have a Roman numeral, it's bonus because you don't have to look it up on your periodic table, right? So it's kind of nice. The Roman numerals are nice. Emily?
For 11, why does AG have 1 plus?
Because it is silver, and silver has a 1 plus charge. Zinc has a 2 plus, unless they tell you otherwise. Cadmium has a 2 plus, and silver has a 1 plus. Still need to give it a charge. If you don't give it a charge, what does it become? It's not an ion anymore, it's a what? If it doesn't have a charge, what do we call it? We learned it the first day.
It's just an element.
It's an element, yeah. Okay, we've taken elements and we've made ions and formulas. Yes.
So for 11 and 12, since those are
Let me move up and pick up the pace.
so since those are transition metals, how do you figure out what the charge is?
But what you're going to do is you're going to look on your periodic table, and there's an itty bitty number above it, and you're going to use that number. For those 3, you're going to look at those numbers.
Oh, there's only one number of those.
Yep, and none of the others you're going to look at any of the numbers. Don't ever look at the numbers for anything else. Okay? Because there's a whole bunch for the others. Look at how many cobalt has. And you can't just flip a coin and say, oh, I'm hoping for a 2. Don't do that. Just read the Roman numeral. Roman numeral tells you what it is. How about number 15, palladium? Did you get that one right? Roman numeral 2? Any questions? Any questions on those? And then number 19, nitride. Any questions on those? Making sure you fix your mistakes because you're going to use this to study from. Okay? Now, after we get done doing our homework, what do we always write? I learned. So write, I learned that, and then make your list. I'm hoping you might have learned 5 things. You're striving for 5 things. You had to learn something. Try to be as specific as possible because these learned pieces are things you're going to use to study from. So for example, I learned that ionic compounds have cations and anions in them. Or I learned that cations are positive, anions are negative. Now that I said that, you have 1. So it should be easy to get to 5. Don't be afraid to talk to your partner and see what they learned. So you should have some conversation right now. And we should do this thing called talking. You don't talk? I find that hard to believe. Spring is almost here. I took all of my winter decorations down in my house. And I put up the spring ones. This is March, almost.
Also,
And March 1st is the day we start playing in the mud, right? Our
March
sheds are going to be muddy. We're going to have to bed excessively.
Yay.
So we're going to have babies soon at our house. Baby calves.
How many?
Hopefully a lot, Ava.
Really?
Yeah. Well, a lot to be sustainable for our 20-acre pasture. So. My cows are spoiled because they don't even want to leave the shed. They have a nice shed. And they don't ever want to leave it. And so I went into the shed this weekend and pushed them out into the snow. And they just stood there and looked at me. They're not the normal Angus cows that would kick you. They walk up to you and want to be scratched. So they act like Holsteins, but they're Angus.
Are they drama queens?
They are not drama queens. Well, I do have one drama queen. Her number is 1590. And she gets all riled up whenever there's change in the world. So, she does. But there's always a drama queen in the bunch, right? Okay. All right, let's turn the page. Does anybody want to share what they learned? John, did you learn anything?
Like how to, I don't know what ions there are for Roman numerals.
Okay, good. Carter, did you learn anything?
Learned that like the formula for them and the monatomic ions are the same.
Yes. Grant, did you learn anything?
There are easy ways to name ions and prefixes.
Okay. Alrighty, so now we are turning the page and we're not on this section anymore, we're switching over to here. Do you see that? So we learned this piece. Now we're learning this piece right here. So this was a lot. So I don't know how you want to go about doing this, but I numbered things. And that's the first 11 on the page, if you look at the two columns.
You have to put the brackets around them.
Yes. Please put the brackets around them. Please put the parentheses around them, because today we're going to use those parentheses. And the rule is you can't touch anything in the parentheses. Hands off. Don't touch anything in the parentheses. The charge goes outside the parentheses as a superscript. So it's like you're John Travolta and you're dancing. You got the super. Eva, thank you for laughing at my joke. Because I thought it was funny. Did you ever watch John Travolta dance in the 70s? He's really good. I was just a little baby then.
I want to see him on Pulp Fiction.
What?
I want to see him on Pulp Fiction dancing.
You should watch the movie Staying Alive. Is that the movie that Staying Alive is in? Or I forgot. I don't know. But he's an amazing dancer.
The movie's called, I don't think it's called that. I think it's called like Saturday something. It's,
Oh, yeah, Saturday Night Fever.
yeah,
Yes, that's it.
That's what it's called. Yeah, that's what Staying
They
Alive.
had, and like through that time period, they had all these dance movies. Like there was St. Elmo's Fire,
Dancing.
Dirty Dancing. It was like, there was like a big dance craze.
Yeah.
And that was pretty fun, but I was little, so I was just bouncing off the couch trying to dance like John Travolta, because I was probably 4. Did you guys ever bounce on the couch?
Yeah, I fell off and hit my head on the top of like 100 stitches.
Really?
That's why my this eyebrow is like weird.
Is that a Brady Thumbser fun fact?
That's a Brady Thumbser fun fact of the day.
All right.
Don't jump on a recliner. That's the fun fact. It folds in.
It folds up.
folds in and you go down with it.
It shot you across the room? No?
Shot me towards the coffee table, let's just say that.
Did anybody do anything crazy over the break?
Work.
The day that we had school off for the bad weather, I climbed up on top of our roof and stopped our house from burning down.
What's happening?
Oh. Yes, it was freezing rain, and the freezing rain made this, and it was really windy, and it made this branch. We have this enormous tree outside our house. It's like 300 years old, and it's a big cottonwood. And one of the little a branch fell out of the tree, and it was wet, and it was connecting our lines, our power lines that come into our house, to the side of the house, the metal part. And there were big sparks flying. So there I am trying to do my asynchronous work, and I look out the window and I see sparks flying. And I'm like, oh my God. So I went and I turned off the power for the entire farm. And then I talked Luke into helping me. And he is always my willing participant. And we put this big ladder up, and I crawled up on top of the roof after I told Luke, never crawl on a roof that's icy. I went up and crawled on the icy roof. He had to hold the ladder for me, and I told him if I start sliding off the roof, run, because I don't want to hit you when I fly off the roof. The probability of me flying off the roof was high because the roof was covered like that much with ice. It was glare ice. But I had spikes in my shoes. So I was wearing my spiked shoes, and I went and I untangled the branch from the power lines coming into the house, threw that off the roof, climbed down, and then we turned the power to the farm back on. And we saved the house from burning. So that's good, isn't it, Grant? And then Morgan came out of the house, and she was like, Mom, the power has been off. She missed the whole thing. Okay, any questions on these? These were really what? They're easy. Because all you have to do is what? Look them up. You'll never have to memorize them. The only thing you need to do is look them up and put parentheses around them. Okay? Make sense? Alright, moving on. Now, the next page is this right here. This should be really easy for you. Let's do it now. You're using everything that we just went through in the last 5 minutes to do this page. So do this page now.